What the? I am here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Put the glasses on! Put them on!
One time, right in the middle of a job interview, I took out a book and I started reading. The guy said, "What the hell are you doing?" I said, "Let me ask you one question. If you were in a vehicle and you were traveling at the speed of light, and then you turned your lights on, would they do anything?" He said, "I don't know." I said, "Forget it then, I don't want to work for you."
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. I'm on prescription medication. Here are your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hey, I'm Mike.
I'm Darin.
This is Irritable Dad Syndrome. You're listening to episode 108.
Yeah, and we're very excited that you're listening, and welcome.
Yeah.
This is going to be a pretty good show.
I think
this
so.
week, normally, you know what, we never talk about religion, we never talk about politics, and we also never talk about football. But this week, we're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have some things to say about Cobra Kai.
Uh-huh.
Some people pronounce it Cobra K, but that's incorrect.
Who does that?
I just did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be a pretty good show. How was your weekend?
It's pretty good.
Yeah?
Pretty good. I don't remember any. Oh, I saw you. We went to the
That's right.
Grainworks. We went to the brewery.
Yeah.
And we had some stupid weird beers.
Yeah.
Like the one with the pomegranate hanging out of it.
What the hell was that?
And somebody had one with an umbrella.
Yeah, so we have mutual friends,
Yeah.
Ann and Dave. They've been mentioned on the podcast. So I got my ice cream sandwiches. I'm walking down the back aisle, going through the meat department.
Okay.
I see Ann and Dave Wiseman, our
Okay.
friends.
Yeah.
Oh, they're big fans of the podcast.
Are they?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, Darin," and I'm talking to them, and they're asking, "How's everything going? How are the kids in school?" And,
Yeah.
and they asked about the podcast. And then I start chuckling, giggling inside, thinking, if Mike was having this conversation, he would be shitting his pants, knowing that his ice cream
I
sandwiches
would be.
are melting.
I have anxiety right now when you're telling me this story. I can't believe you got ice cream sandwiches. I would avoid them.
Yeah.
If I would have seen them,
I know, you would not have
I would have
spoken to
hidden
them.
my face.
That's how important they are to me. I will talk to them. And I spoke to them for maybe 10 minutes. You okay?
Oh my
Are you,
God.
Are you
Are
all right?
you serious?
Yeah, 10
What's
minutes.
wrong with you? 10 minutes?
Yeah.
10 minutes.
and
What
then-
do you talk to them about for 10 minutes that's more important than your ice cream sandwiches?
I told them that I'm looking forward to when they can get out and about, we would hang out together.
These are all things that can be emailed or talked about on the phone. What the is wrong with you? You've got ice cream sandwiches that are melting in your basket because you were stupid enough to get them while you're not even done with your trip. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is why I had to cuss you out when we were at the
Oh, yeah,
the
you
thing.
lost your mind.
Because you were going to allow me to have melted blue bunnies. What happens if you have what happened to me a couple episodes ago where there's a wreck on the interstate? You're not going to have... You have to go back. You've wasted all that money on blue bunnies, and you deserve it.
I had my conversation, and
I
then
just-
I even went by the produce
You say
department.
they're a big fan. You say they're big fans of this show.
Yeah.
Ann and Dave.
Yeah.
Ann and Dave. I swear to God, if you see me at Kroger, if you see me after the ice cream, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. I don't want to see you because I don't want to feel guilt that I'm ignoring you, that I'm choosing my ice cream sandwiches.
Right. Yeah.
I will choose my ice cream sandwiches over you.
Yeah.
And I'll feel the guilt, and I'll drown that guilt in ice cream sandwiches.
But I'm going to... they, out of nowhere, reached out and asked if we wanted to go out.
Yeah.
And so...
Yes. This is one of the benefits of the video portion of the podcast.
For people listening only, Mike is trying to feed his monster beer to his Darth Vader.
I did give him some
Statue.
monster.
Yeah. How's it going, Darth?
Yeah, he doesn't.
He
Doesn't talk to people like you.
But no, Ann and Dave invited us out. We went to a brewery.
Yeah?
And they had some weird beer.
And pizza.
Yeah. Well, they had a pizza truck, a food truck that was there.
Okay.
Because they don't have a kitchen.
So they had like a barbecue
And
pizza.
normally I'm skeptical
Yeah.
of food trucks. But this time I was pretty happy. Libby ordered a taco pizza.
Yeah.
And I was afraid of it at first. As she brought it to the table. Good God, it had like an entire, like 3 heads of lettuce on top of it. It was hard to eat. You'd pick it up and almost everything fell off of it.
It was like a piece of pizza that you felt good about eating. Like
Yes.
you got done eating that and you're like, I think I'm lighter now.
Exactly. Yeah. I had my share of vegetables after eating that. And then barbecue chicken pizza, and holy crap.
I didn't have any of that.
You really lost out. The barbecue chicken pizza was the bomb.
Yeah.
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 It was good. So, but we had fun with Ann and Dave. They asked us a bunch of questions about the podcast. They don't listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
So that's why they kept asking us questions about things that they would know about if they listened. So, yeah.
They didn't get to hear me say that I would walk the other way if I saw them in Kroger's.
No, that's right. They're the people who you said that you would tell them to right off.
Yeah, so I needed to deliver that message to them in person. So if any of you are thinking, man, Mike would never say any of that to someone's face, Mike literally said that to someone's face. Yeah.
So yeah, for people who wondered if Mike and I have friends outside the podcast, we do.
Yeah.
We had a really good time on
You know,
Saturday.
my wife has friends and brings me along. Otherwise, I just sit in the basement and watch
That's
Lord of the
it.
Rings
and Vigi games.
James Bond.
Yeah. On Sunday, it was the first game of the NFL season.
Okay.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers
Was it
came
literally
into-
the first? Was it the first Bengals?
It's the first game,
The first game
week
of the whole-
of actual season.
Okay.
Because they had 4 previous games. That was the preseason games.
Okay, I don't get preseasons. Why do you?
Well, they warmed the team up. They kick the They kick the rust off the tires. I don't know what the hell.
Is this like a if you go to a concert? Is this like the sound check? Is that what that is?
Kinda, yeah. But in the preseason,
Working the old kinks out of the old arm there.
Exactly.
Who gives a?
Both teams learned that they should have their offensive line get a little more practice in because the game went absolutely forever.
Can I say
it was
something?
The Steelers versus the Bengals. Yes, sir.
Can I say something outside of the podcast? I'll edit. Yeah, Mike, you can edit all this out.
Okay, yeah.
We right now have more viewers than we've ever had, and I think it's because of my buddy here. They're thinking, man, here's somebody talking about Star Wars.
Right. We could talk about Star Wars.
We're not going to talk. We have a lot of episodes where we talk about Star Wars.
That's true.
A lot of them.
A lot of episodes.
But not this one.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
It was the Pittsburgh Steelers. They came into town and they're taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. And I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you follow football.
Yeah.
The Bengals went to the Super Bowl last year.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And they didn't
the team,
win.
not the Tigers.
The team, dumbass.
Yeah.
They went to this. They didn't win the Super Bowl.
No.
They lost it to the LA
Clippers.
The Clippers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so distraught. I'm not a Bengal fan. I'm a Steeler fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Steeler fan. So I was excited. My buddy Greg Hauser, he and I went to this bar in town, Blondie's. We're the only 2 Steeler fans in the bar watching this game. Okay. Now, that has not played in our favor.
Okay.
In years past, we went to a different place, to watch a playoff game that the Steelers won.
Yeah.
And we were cussed at and yelled at and
Really?
oh yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
seriously. And we asked our waitress, like, are we going to need to get a police escort out of the bar?
Mm-hmm.
And Libby and his wife Lynn were there, and they were both not happy. They were very concerned for our safety.
Mm-hmm.
And we stayed at our table and we waited probably a good 40 minutes after everybody left, and then we left. Okay,
Wow.
yeah. So
I don't get that.
being a Steeler fan living in Cincinnati,
Yeah.
it can be tricky, right? But I don't talk trash. I just go and I watch the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, the bar where we were, we had a great time. Remember our waitress who had the onion rings?
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was there.
Okay.
She was serving.
Did
us.
she serve you onion rings?
No, but she still has a potty mouth.
Okay.
Yeah. At one point, the place wasn't packed.
Uh-huh.
There was a lot of people there, but there were still a handful of empty tables. At what point she gets a chair, stands on top of it. Everybody, there's a long wait on food, so no food right now. Okay. She throws her shoulders up in the air and she gets off the chair, right? And everyone's like, well, okay. I
All
guess
right.
I'm glad I ordered my food like 20 minutes before the game.
Uh-huh.
So we were all happy that we had already ordered our food.
Yeah.
She's walking around. She's the only waitress there. Okay.
Really? Okay.
She's serving every table in the bar. Every single one of them.
Now, see, that's how you do it.
Right.
You get all the tips.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she was killing it. Okay. Everybody likes her. She comes over to our table. Hey, guys, do you need any refills or anybody need another beer? And, anybody want another drink? And things are going good. This guy says, yeah, I'd like to order some food. And she says, she looks at me.
Didn't she just freaking say that?
She looked at me. She said, "F that." And then she points at him and says, that.
Wow.
Okay. Shoulders up. Bye. And then she
Okay.
walks away.
That's
It was great. It was great. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but Joe Burrow, he is the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. He threw, I think, 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
He got sacked 7 times.
Okay.
It was not his day.
yeah.
Okay. We were ahead 13-0 in the half, and then they caught up.
Yeah.
And by the end of the game, with 1 second left, we had 20 points. They tied it up with a second left in the game. 2020, their kicker missed the field goal. Okay.
What?
Their kicker could have won the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Missed the field goal. Goes into overtime.
He was field goal Freddy at the Super Bowl. Is it the same guy?
McPherson, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
McPherson Freddy, field goal Freddy. Yeah. Whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But it's like, he misses the field goal, then we get the ball, we can't score a touchdown, then we miss a field goal, they get the ball back, then they miss another field goal, then we get the ball back. It's like, this game is never going to end.
Okay.
And we're in overtime, so with 5 seconds left of overtime,
Yeah.
we finally get it within field goal range, and Chris Boswell kicks the ball through the big H, as Eddie Murphy would say, and we won the game. And I thought, this is where we start getting all the people yelling and whatever.
Onion
And
ring hits you right in
nobody
the
said a
head.
thing to us.
Nobody.
Nobody.
cared.
It's like, everyone was
Yeah.
fine. Again, we weren't talking trash. We weren't making a scene. We weren't starting anything.
When did this happen? Okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
I heard from Bess that Andrew had a meltdown here because
Right.
she texted me.
Right.
I don't know where I was. When did this happen?
You were probably downstairs
No.
eating ice cream
I was
and
not.
potato chips.
I was not at our house.
Uh-huh.
So when did it happen?
Sunday at 1:00 was what time the game started.
When,
So
where
Andrew
the-
must have had his meltdown around 4:30.
Where the hell was I?
But by the way, Andrew used to be a Steeler fan, and this
Yeah.
is what he gets for becoming a Bengal fan. So I'm just, Andrew, buddy, I told
Wow.
you so. You
Yeah.
can come back to the Steelers anytime you want.
He was swinging the terrible towel when I took him to
Yeah.
Bengals Steelers game.
Yeah.
I'm still concerned that I don't know where I was.
So that's the boring sports talk.
Okay.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
After the game, I go to Kroger. Okay. I shop at Kroger. I'm going around. 5 people congratulated me on the win.
You didn't have
Like
anything to
I
do
had
with
anything to do with it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh man, you guys are doing great." I'm like, what's this? I mean, thank you. What's this? You guys?
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with it. I cheered them on. I
Yeah.
was wearing my Terry Bradshaw jersey and my yellow Steeler hat, and I heard congratulations. Hey, great game!
Congratulations on
and-
wearing your hat.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Did everything you could.
They just kept congratulating me, and it was hilarious. But now, let me flash forward like a week,
Okay.
or flash back
Okay.
a week. I've got a handful of Steeler hats. Okay. Once football season comes in, I start wearing my Steeler hats.
Yeah.
So I'm in Kroger another time, right? And I'm doing my shopping. I've got to run to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
So I've got my Steeler hat on. As I'm walking to the bathroom, this Kroger, I think he's a bagger, says, "Hey, you like the Steelers?" And I said, "Yes, I do."
Yeah.
He goes, "Really?" I said, "Yes, I do." And I'm walking into the bathroom.
Yeah.
He follows me into the bathroom.
Oh,
and that's
boy.
and you know your rule.
Yeah.
When your is out, no questions.
No
No
discussion.
questions. No
None.
talking.
No.
So I'm trying to do my thing, and then he asks another question. You know who I think's a good team this year? I'm like, no, I don't. He goes, the Browns. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's great. That's,
Yeah, I've had one conversation while I was peeing with another human being, and that was the guy at Gojira that wanted everyone to kill him. And it was me saying, "I'm not going to kill you, and I'm pissing right now."
Right.
If he would have kept talking to me while I was pissing, he's getting closer to me killing him, but I don't think I would have gone that far.
And for people not familiar with the story, a few months ago, Mike and I went to Cleveland, Ohio.
And
we saw Gojira in concert.
Yeah.
And there was a guy at the Gojira concert who kept walking up to people and asking them, "Will you kill me?"
It's a good way to get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to jump in here. So we got Robert Hill, we got Missy. Missy's asking, was I drunk? At 1 o'clock on Sunday? It's possible.
Sure.
I don't think I was.
Sure.
I just don't know where in the hell I was. I remember thinking. Were
you doing the grocery shopping?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
This is going to bother me for the entire whole rest of the. I had a fugue state. I wasn't naked in the middle of a convenient mart.
Yeah. Congratulations to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and hopefully they go undefeated this year and they go to the Super Bowl.
You know, if you got to pick a city to live in, Pittsburgh's a pretty good one.
You know what? I've only been there once and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, they've got a river.
They do have a river.
We talked about the other week.
They have 3 rivers.
Every concert goes there.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, there's Pittsburgh on
You know
this.
what? When we go see Venomous Beaver, we'll have to go up to Pittsburgh and see them in Pittsburgh.
Venomous Beaver originated in Pittsburgh.
I know.
It was a hometown band.
Yeah.
3 rivers.
Yeah.
Dams all over the place. Yeah. By the way, I ordered another Venomous Beaver shirt. The new and updated design.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I need to get one.
Yeah.
I definitely need to get one.
So for those of you who are not familiar with what I'm planning to do, I'm going to see Megadeth and The Hue, and I guess maybe a song or two of Five Finger Death Punch.
Dude,
I listened to a couple of songs. I do not like them.
Are you kidding me?
I don't.
How can... Really?
It just didn't.
You don't like anything by Five Finger Death Punch?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm surprised. No, you don't apologize to me. I'm not a member of the band.
It's good because I can get out of there. I don't have to deal with it. But I'm going to wear, for those of you who have not seen it, I'm not doing this so you can buy it, but you can go look at it. We have a Venomous Beaver concert t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I have...
Go to irritabledadsyndrome.com. It's for sale in the merch section.
I got a package where I can meet The Hue and get a picture with them. I'm going to wear my Venomous Beaver t-shirt and just welcome all the questions I'm sure to get.
No, I know exactly what you're going to do.
And I'm going to screw it up. I'm just going to say, it's just a shirt I found at
does that shirt say Venomous Beaver? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like a real band? No.
No. See ya.
Okay.
What's Irritable Dad Syndrome? Nothing. Don't look at it. Don't look at that.
Leave me alone.
Don't look it up.
And then you run.
And run and cry in a corner.
Like
and then wonder why we
run
can't.
away like Dwight's cousin,
Mose.
This portion of our show is brought to you by 50 Shades of Grey. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and let's face it, most of you wanted to watch this movie, but were either too embarrassed or too cheap to go see it in the theater. Well, guess what? Now it's streaming for free on Tubi. So after this podcast is over, go on the old www, fire up Tubi, and check out 50 Shades of Grey. You'll be glad you did. Now back to the studio.
I want to talk about Cobra Frickin' Kai.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So Cobra Kai, the first season, I watched the first season. I enjoyed it, kind of.
I see. I couldn't get into it. I tried.
I tried. Ralph Macchio, I'm sure he's pleasant. I'm sure he's a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy.
I'd like to have him on the show.
Yeah, but I think the real star of the show is the Johnny guy. I got into it enough to watch part of the second season, and then I drifted away because Better Call Saul,
right?
Ozark,
Life,
Game of Thrones.
I mean, I drifted away because I went to go get a box of cereal.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And apparently they're in season 5 now. So I was laying on the couch, and I think it was Friday, the season 5 came out. I was blown away by the show. What in the hell is happening?
Really?
When I left the show...
Did it get less cheese-tastic?
No, it's just there's a kid named, I think his name's Miguel. He's gone to Mexico to find his real dad.
Yeah.
There's one of the guys from Karate Kid movie, part 2, is bathing naked in Daniel San's pool.
Is the put him in a body bag kid in the show?
I think that actor's, I think he's actually dead.
Really?
Yeah.
They could get a hologram.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, Pat Morita's dead.
The guy,
stop them.
Did you know that there was a Karate Kid part 3?
Yeah, with Hilary Swank.
Well, it had the guy with the ponytail. Well, the guy with the ponytail is in this, and he has like a silver ponytail, so they call him Silver. Okay. And he looks like an anime villain.
Wait,
you don't know what that? Chris Hughes probably knows what an anime.
I know what
looks
anime
like.
is.
Well, you know, like an anime, like he doesn't look real.
He's got the giant saucer eyes.
He looks like a cartoon
and
character
his lips
of a
don't
human.
move.
And he has like this super neon dojo and all this shit. And they have multiple conflicts in the show, and they're all solved by somebody karate fighting somebody else.
Yeah.
Like all of them.
Yeah.
And I was just cracking up.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to start watching it again.
Well, what are they going to do?
Because of that.
Stop and just hey, let's settle this with a good game of checkers.
Every conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Every conflict.
Yeah.
I think I might have failed my test.
You got your karate chop.
I think I might lose the student body election.
You got your Judy chop.
I lost my homework.
And you got your ninja chop.
Is Machio's daughter still dating the kid who went to Johnny's school?
He's the kid that went to Johnny's school is in Mexico with Johnny.
Okay.
I think, looking for Miguel.
Okay.
And then Miguel got taken, like he was lost.
It's like a soap opera.
Yeah, he was lost. And these Australians, surfing.
Of course.
They offered
love
to
to
show
surf
him
in Mexico.
They offered to show him on a map where he needed to go. And then they sold all of his money. And then they beat him up.
Okay.
And then Johnny shows up 10 minutes later.
Pissed.
You already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You go a ninja chop.
He's looking for Miguel. Oh, he went over there and talked to those Australians. And Johnny had the same reaction that I did.
You can't trust Australians.
Australians. What the hell are Australians doing here?
It's
he
in
goes
Mexico.
over. They do the same thing. But you know Johnny.
Yeah.
He's got his Cinderella shirt on.
Yep.
He doesn't take from anybody.
No.
He karate kicks the out of them.
He has what's called a short fuse.
And it's his kid. I don't even know if this is the same guy you were talking about before. It's his kid. They're like bonding and they're in Mexico.
Right.
And so they fight their way out of these Australians.
Yeah.
Don't go ninja. Nobody don't need ninja.
This is the greatest show I've ever seen. I told Bess tonight I'm going to spoil all of Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
And this is how it ends.
Okay.
There's a conflict. There's going to be a karate fight.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the bad guys, 10 minutes before the episode ends,
It looks like they're going to win, right?
the bad guys are going to do something.
They're going to have the upper hand.
They're going to throw a grenade in the thing or something.
Ooh.
And then at the last second, the good karate guys are going to beat them with a kick.
Oh.
I don't know what the conflict's going to be. I don't know what we're having for dinner.
And then
peace in the Middle East.
Peter Griffin's going to say Roadhouse.
Yeah.
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 Good times. Yeah, that Ralph Macchio, he's 60.
Is he really?
He's 60.
No, he's not.
Homeboy looks like he's 28.
I know.
And he is 60. He's older than Pat Morita was when they made the original.
He's walking around with the Karate Kid headband with the little flower. And it's like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Just stop.
That's a symbol. It's disrespectful to call it a little flower.
Okay.
Shame on you.
The lotus. Is it the lotus?
Yeah, it's the lotus. I don't know.
Lotus Notes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just now it's like it's like watching a car wreck. But I like it. If I went to one of these Comic-Cons or something where you can meet him, I would genuinely be excited about meeting Johnny.
Yeah.
I'd geek out. I'd be like, dude, kick me in the face.
Yeah, put him in a body bag.
Yeah, put me in a body bag.
Put him in a body bag.
So he totally didn't say that.
Yeah,
but
I know.
But I know what you're saying. You would want me to tell Johnny to put him in a body bag.
And then you would get kicked in the face.
I would be out there asking him to sweep my leg.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey man, would you sweep my leg? Hey, can I dress up in a shower and chase you around? Come on, man. I'll pay you $50 if you let me chase you around dressed as a shower.
Even if I, as much as I bitch, and
you do.
I do.
Yeah.
I would still be excited about meeting Ralph Macchio. I'd be like, dude, you're 60.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing this?
You have a follow-up.
Yeah.
I thought you were dude, you're 60. And then you just walk away.
That would be it. That would be all I would say. Is he really 60?
Yeah, he's 60.
Wow.
Yeah. Ralph Macchio.
I hope I'm still doing that when I'm 60.
He was in The Outsiders.
Yeah, with Thomas Cruise.
Everybody was in there, yeah.
And C. Thomas Howell was Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze.
Now,
Leif Garrett.
What did Leif Garrett go
He was Dallas, or...
Okay.
He wasn't, I don't know.
Was he Bobby Ewan?
He wasn't Pony Boy. Yeah.
So, not many people know this. Patrick Swayze.
Yeah. Swayze.
He went on to be in Roundhouse.
Yeah.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, yes.
Which has Roundhouse kicks in it.
Right. and he was in Ghost.
Yeah.
And we can't bring up Ghost without me legally being obligated to say, how did he jump through walls and not fall through the floor?
That was like the thing.
Come on.
Yeah. That was old when that movie came out. So you're like resurrecting like an old zombie.
Yeah.
Why aren't there old zombies?
I don't know. No,
You notice that?
there were some in Walking Dead.
Really?
Yeah.
I never.
Yeah, they had one who had been like hung,
Okay.
and he had been in a tree for God knows how long.
Yeah.
And Daryl finally decided to take pity on him and shot an arrow. He's like, "That's a waste of an arrow."
Okay.
Right into the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you know it was an old zombie? Was it like
Because he looked really old. He was like,
my cankles?
yeah.
Okay.
I need my pills.
All right.
Get off my lawn.
This has been a good podcast.
Yeah.
Run 108 episodes is pretty good.
Well, now better than last. Last week you were giving me because we were talking about me getting the thing removed off my ear,
which
is benign, by the way.
And then you turn around and you posted an up close picture of it.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
It was ginormous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we talked about crickets last week, so really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I was mowing the grass, and when I cut the grass, what I do is I have my headphones in, and I've been going back and listening to older episodes to see if, in case something happens, we need to have a repeat, or if we want to play a classic bit. I'm listening to episode 7, and in that episode, we talked for 20 minutes about me finding a spoon in my drawer, and I didn't know where it came from. So... this podcast, you never know what you're going to get.
Like a Judy chop.
Irritable Dad Syndrome is proud to be associated with Newsly, the all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. For the first time ever, the entire internet becomes listenable, all in one place. Check it out. Newsly actually picks up articles about the most trending topics on the web and reads them to you in a natural human voice, much like my own. I'm Dave Lay, and I'm in fact an actual human. And guess what? Our podcast, Irritable Dad Syndrome, is available there too. Listen to us every week on Newsly and afterwards. If you feel like grooving to another podcast, then knock yourself out. You can find trending podcasts from over 80 countries and digital radio as well. So stop scrolling and start listening. Download Newsly now. Just go to www.newsly.me and use this promo code. The number 1, RR, another number 1, then the letters TABLEDAD, and receive a free 1-month premium subscription.
So, side note for all y'all out there in TV land, we are actually doing an episode tomorrow. We're on someone else's podcast.
That's right.
We're going to be on the Decision Reel.
Yeah, we had them as guests on our show a few weeks ago. You might remember. They host a movie review podcast.
Yeah.
And one of the guys had never seen Star Wars and had never heard of Don Knotts.
Yeah. So they asked us to pick a movie, and we should go on their website, and we picked They Live.
They Live.
It's a classic.
Starring Rowdy Roddy Piper.
And Keith David.
Not to be confused with David Keith.
Yeah, and the cat lady.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell her name is. Kirsten Dunst.
No, somebody Morgan.
Barbara
Kim Morgan.
They're all, everybody's named Barbara back in the 80s.
And the theme song. Doom, 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 doom.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you who I love. I love John Carpenter to death. He's a crotchety old bastard. If you ever listen to the commentaries, he goes between being nice and being crotchety. I love the fact that he makes his own theme songs, and I love how they just let him do it. Mm-hmm. And he will write 5 minutes of music for a 90-minute movie, and every second of the movie has that music in it.
You know what? That was the Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah. Or ding, ding.
What was that?
Halloween, when it wasn't doing the it was when he's stalking. Ding, ding, ding. But my favorite part of the score for They Live was that ding, 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 ding. But did you notice that in the action scenes it was the same thing, but it was sped up? It was like ding, 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 ding.
Just put on the glasses.
The glasses off!
I kept expecting Tom Jones to come out.
It's not unusual to be in love with anyone. It's not unusual to have fun. But yeah,
everybody, we've got 107 good episodes just prior to this one.
So tomorrow
we're going to be on that show. I don't want to use it all. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of guests, a couple weeks ago, we had Mike Chisholm from the Letterman podcast. He invited me to, you haven't seen it, but there was a documentary released the same year as Avengers Endgame called Bathtubs Over Broadway. Okay. And there's a writer named Steve Young. Yeah. Okay. Steve Young wrote for the Letterman show for 25 years. Okay. And while he was on Dave's show, working for the man, they used to do a bit called Dave's Record Collection, right? And so Steve Young went and just found all these weird albums, okay? Just like really, really weird. While he was doing that, he discovered that there is like an underground world of industrial music, okay? So companies back in the 80s when they would bring all their stockholders in and stuff for the year. Sorry. I'm glad you're paying attention.
I'm sorry, Jim Timmerman said the reflection of my glasses is freaky. I'm trying to make it not. I'm listening to everything. No,
maybe Darth Vader should be your host next week.
It does look. I look like the Terminator.
Yeah.
Okay.
So while he was working for Dave, he found all these industrial musicals, and it led to a documentary called Bathtubs Over Broadway. Okay. A fantastic documentary, and I cannot recommend it enough. And honest to God, that year, my two favorite movies were Avengers Endgame and Bathtubs Over Broadway. Okay. So Mike interviewed Steve Young and was talking to him about this. Yeah. And he said, Darin, if you want to come on and ask a few questions of Steve Young, you can do it. He lets me pop in, and I got to ask Steve Young a few questions.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
If you go to YouTube and look up the Letterman podcast, it's episode 26. Okay. Yeah, check it out.
You mentioned documentary. I watched an amazing documentary this weekend.
Yeah. Okay, what was it? I love documentaries.
It's on the HBO's, HBO Max.
Okay.
It's on the HBO side. There were no boobs in it.
HBO
so it's on
Plus.
HBO Max.
Okay, HBO Max Plus. Okay.
HBO Max.
Okay.
Plus. And I can't remember the exact name of it. It's about the
well, it's a good thing we're teasing it. Yeah. It was great. It had a guy.
I think it's called 4 Hours at the Capitol or 4 Hours. So it's about the January 6th thing.
Okay.
So we don't go political.
No, we don't.
We never go political on this show. And so I'm still going to talk about it, but I'm not going to go political.
Okay.
So it's a good show. It's a good documentary to watch no matter where you land on this thing.
Right.
It is, you've not seen the footage in this show.
Okay.
You have not seen it.
Oh, okay.
So they had some videographers that were following different groups in. There's one that's following the shaman. You get to see footage of the shaman all the way through, and you get to see like the bits that they're not showing or they didn't show on the major news channels,
right?
Like where they're kind of lost in the Capitol, and like one's
like that opening scene from Spinal Tap. Yeah. Hello, Cleveland.
One's like, well, wonder what's down that hallway. And there's just go down there and look.
Doors locked. And there's a bathroom occupied.
You see, one of them try to like ram a door with his shoulder, and the door is. I don't know if you know this. A lot of the Capitol is secured against things like that happening.
Right.
And it is so secured that he bounced. If I didn't know that this was a documentary and that this was taken by somebody like actually, I would think that it was staged because he bounces way harder than you would think he would bounce. And the look of shock on his face at how hard he bounced just from that is worth the price of admission. There's a group of people that brought weed. Into the rotunda, and they're passing around
at our capital, our nation's capital.
So, which leads to one of my favorite moments in the whole documentary is they're having interviews with these people that were in there that are on the video.
Yeah,
and it's amazing that they're on video and they're giving interviews.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people are being prosecuted for what happened. So I don't know what's happening to these people now.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody in the FBI has an HBO Max subscription and is why I can't be the only one.
Right.
But it's hilarious. One of my favorite parts is there's this guy and he seems very together. He's like, it was an amazing moment. We went into the rotunda and I was looking around and there was all this history and I was thinking, what can I do? I am being surrounded by all that. And then they show the video of him at the moment. And he's like, we're going to get baked. And it cuts back over. And he's like, it was just an amazing moment. All the camaraderie. And then it comes back to him and he's lighting it goes. And then
Kick ass.
he's going over to some grandpa, giving him a joint, and the grandpa's like, well, what is this? This is a weird thing.
At
It's
our
a great,
nation's capital.
it's a great documentary, but
Okay.
it shows all these weird moments. There's another 2 key moments. There's one where there's a security guard. He was completely isolated. He was by himself. And he is not trying to stop anybody from doing anything. And he's showing in the after interview, he's like, look, I was surrounded by about 60 people armed in that room. I realized very quickly that my role was to get out alive,
Right.
not stop them from doing anything.
Right.
And it's tense because they were
I
very...
would think so.
It shows them as they were pushing and attacking the police officers, they were trying to convince them.
I don't think manners were
No.
in play.
But it's weird because
Yeah.
they're trying to convince them that, you know, this is all a sham, right? You know, and they're like talking, and the police don't care.
Right.
But we just need you to stop moving forward and pointing these pointy things at us. You know, that's what we want you to
Did
stop
they have
doing.
spears?
They did. They had spears.
Really?
Yeah. The
Okay.
shaman had a spear. A lot of them had spears, and they were trying to jab them as
Okay.
they were talking to them.
Okay.
You know, you really need to learn about this. You need to do your research and making jabbing motions at the police. The police are like, no.
Yeah. They have rubber bullets.
Yeah.
And gas.
So there were some very disturbing moments. You see
Yeah.
the first act of violence, the first police officer that went down
Uh-huh.
and got really hurt. And it's disturbing. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of blood on the steps. And it was,
Yeah.
they show a lot of stuff that you haven't seen. Highly, highly recommend it. No
Yeah.
matter where you are on the spectrum of
Yeah.
this, there's very, very, very little commentary. It is mostly just, here's the video. Here's the dude that you just saw in the video talking about what he
Yeah.
was thinking.
Yeah.
Here's the videographer telling what they thought about what was
what they
happening.
saw, yeah.
And then they go to the next scene.
Yeah.
It's an amazing documentary.
Well, speaking of politics, and
Yes.
again, we don't talk politics.
Absolutely not.
I'm going today. I've got to go take my son's saxophone back to the music store.
Yeah.
Okay, it's broken.
Uh-huh.
And I get in the car and I get out, and as soon as I leave the neighborhood,
George Bush
No,
cut in front of you.
Exactly. No, there's a car right in front of me at the red light, and it has a bumper sticker that says, it wasn't a pro candidate, it was an anti-candidate.
Okay. Did
sticker.
it have something to say like F, 3 letters, and then said candidate?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yes.
Okay.
And so I'm right behind this person at the red light.
Or was it pro Brandon?
Was it? it said Biden is not my president.
Okay.
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 And the red light, he takes a left and gets on the interstate. There's some.
It's interesting that he took a left.
No.
Okay.
At the green arrow,
Uh-huh.
he took a left, and then these people keep going, and
Yeah.
so I had to. I waited, and then I got on the interstate, and I end up catching right up to him.
Okay.
Okay, and so I'm
Were you
behind
doing
him.
a thing where you just had to see what he looked like?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm going to the music store
Yeah.
to return a saxophone that needs to be repaired.
Yeah.
And so I'm going the way I go. And he, or I believe it was a he, was on the interstate in front of me, takes a right. Wow, that's where I need to take a right. He
Okay.
gets to the red light. He takes a left. That's where I need to go.
Yeah.
And then he takes another right. And I'm like, this guy is totally going to think that I am following him. And I will be damned if he doesn't pull into the parking lot
At the music store.
At the music store.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, this is really weird
Yeah.
because we're talking like 6 miles from my
Yeah.
house to the music store.
Yeah.
Right, left, right, straight. But
Yeah, yeah.
so I made sure and parked way, way, way far away just because I
Yeah.
don't want the person thinking
You
I'm
don't-
following him.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't, but whatever.
And now you look even more suspicious.
I go into the store.
Uh-huh.
I return the saxophone, tell them everything's wrong, and then they give me a loaner and the receipt and everything fantastic. Get in the car. I'm driving home.
Uh-huh.
I go and I'm on the interstate. I take the exit. I'll be damned if this guy is right in front of me at my exit. My exit. Okay, my house is like 20 feet away.
Yeah.
I'm right behind him again.
Yeah.
It's just really weird because
okay.
why would he leave? I'm assuming within the vicinity of our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Why would you leave, go exactly where I'm going, and then turn around and come right back exactly where I'm going?
So is this the music store that's near the Kroger on Cox Road?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
He was going to the Greek restaurant. He's going to.
He's picking up food,
getting a
probably.
falafel.
Yeah. It was just really weird because I never in this town, it's a big town, okay?
Yeah.
It's just weird that you would follow somebody and then for completely different reasons follow them back to the exact same place.
Yeah. Continuing on the non-political portion of our podcast.
We did non-political.
We're non-political.
Total.
In 2018, and this will be the U2. This will be the non-political and the U2 portion of the podcast.
Oh, good. We haven't mentioned U2 in like an hour and a half.
Yeah. When Bess and I went to go see them in D.C.
Yeah. That's our nation's capital.
It is. Washington, D.C.,
Yes.
for those of you who need extra direction. We were shocked.
Also my initials.
Yeah.
But whatever.
And it was in 2018. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Nothing particularly politically challenging happening during those years.
No.
We walking down through the streets of DC, because we got there very early in the day. Concerts are typically at night.
Yes.
All right. And we had our day planned. We were going to end up at the Irish pub that was right across the arena.
That is
which
so
is perfect.
typical
It was
of
right
you.
there, right across the thing. And they were playing, still haven't found what I'm looking for, so loud. I think you could hear it from the Capitol. It was really loud. Anyway, we're walking down the street, and I'll be damned if on one section of the street, all the way down, were all the MAGA, pro-Trump, every possible flag, sign, coaster,
Right.
mug,
Right.
pen, condom, baby diaper,
Keychain.
sunglasses,
Sunglasses.
earbuds,
Spatula. Belt buckle.
everything, bumper sticker, glasses case,
Wristband. Yeah.
retainer holder, nose clip,
Socks.
fishing line,
Boots.
laptop cover, everything, guitar cases, everything that you could possibly think of.
Banjo pick. Yeah. Yeah.
All lightsaber sheath, all of them, all pro-Trump, red, the whole thing. Trump Monopoly, Trump Yahtzee, Trump, Trumpety
Bingo.
Trump. Trumpets. They had trumpets.
Trumpets. Okay.
Everything. You go right across the street, and it's the same stuff, but it's Trump. All the same. Your Trump banjo pick, your Trump guitar case,
Picnic table.
dog collar, kitty litter,
Bookcase. Yeah.
back scratcher,
Yeah.
dream catchers, t-shirts, bedspreads,
Onesies.
toilet seat covers, shower curtain rings, all the complete opposite, and some of the most hateful on both sides, some of the most hateful stuff you've ever seen in your life. And as we're walking down through there, I'm like, how do they not? We were amazed at how non-confrontational.
You would think somebody would slip out of one or the
Yeah.
other and be dead.
It looked like you remember the show North and the South about the Civil War, and they would all. This is back when they would still. Here's the line of these soldiers, and here's the line of those soldiers, and we're going to shoot at each other, and then stand here and reload, and then kill the next. It's what it looked like.
Yeah.
It was like, what are you doing? Dog sweaters, everything on both sides. The most hateful anti-Trump stuff is 20 feet away from the most hateful pro-Trump stuff that you could possibly have. And in the background is our nation's capital. And I thought, where else in the world can you have this big of a political divide right within sight of the Capitol? I haven't been to D.C. since, Trump left. But I got to imagine on the same street, there's probably pro-Biden. There's probably pro-Biden.
Biden on the other
And then
side.
Biden on the other side.
Yeah.
Irritable Dad Syndrome was brought to you by Whoppers all-beef footlong hot dogs and listeners like you.
You mentioned going to an Irish pub many years ago. It was got a completely different Darin. This was in the 90s. My friend Shannon, Chad, and Donnie and I, we went to New Orleans. Okay.
Nolans.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we had so much fun in New Orleans.
They eat crayfish down there.
They do.
Crawdads.
They have Cajun food, and I don't eat Cajun food. And I was afraid that there wasn't going to be anything for me to eat there because I don't do it because of my my heartburn, my acid reflux. Turns out there's all kinds of food Daddy can eat down there.
Yeah.
And God,
etouffee.
Yeah. It was so yummy. But that's not what you call it.
Alligators. Yeah.
I had alligator sausage pizza while I was there.
Ooh.
Son of a bitch.
Really?
So good.
Okay.
So good. Yeah.
I have a feeling somebody could give me alligator sausage, and it could be a chicken sausage, and I wouldn't know.
You know what? The alligator sausage does not taste like chicken.
Okay.
It tastes like pork sausage.
Okay.
But now if you get like alligator tail, that really does taste like
Boy, I got a
white
hold of
meat
some
chicken.
alligator tail back in my wild
I'll
days.
say, That's not what you called.
No.
We're at this Irish pub.
Yes.
And there's the four of us, and then there's two other guys at the bar.
Okay.
And the bartender is your typical, white beard, and he's, drying the glasses.
Okay.
It looks like
Colonel Sanders?
What would you, Mickey? Hey, Mickey.
Hey,
Mickey.
hey,
Put him,
Mickey.
play another one, Mickey. Hey,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's just drying glasses instead of, and the music is the clogging stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
The two guys at the bar finish their drinks, and they pay. Hey, good day to you. And then like they're on the cover of the cereal box, they walk out. The bartender, with his eyes, follows them out the bar, and he goes, all right, turns off the music. Enough of that. Fellas, I'm sorry. I know it's an Irish pub, but I can only take so much. We're like, okay. He turns on Van Halen. And Cradle will rock, I mentioned that a couple of weeks ago I took my mom to the hospital.
Yeah.
And as
Because
always,
something was wrong. You don't just take her there.
No, Mom, get in the car.
Visit the other sick people.
That's right, come on. What do we mean you didn't bring cookies?
Yeah.
She had she was having really, really bad pain.
Okay.
All right. And I took her. She's fine now. She's doing great. But while we were in the hospital, she's sitting there in her room, and you hear the machines, and it's quiet.
The machine that this person's still alive.
And
is what that
hospitals are
machine is.
just just depressing, and we're just about to lose our mind with boredom.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom looks over at me, and she said, Darin. I said, yeah. She says, I need to tell you something. And I said, okay. And she's like, come here.
Yeah.
And I leaned over. I'm like, what, Mom? What? And she says, if you go into my house and you go into my closet, on the right side, there's some drawers. On the third drawer, that's where I have their medicine. And I need you to give Tinker her medicine when you go to the house and check on her. I'm like, Mom, that's not an I need to tell you something preface conversation.
She's giving you the Return of the Jedi Yoda talk.
Right. Luke, I'm thinking she's going to tell me that for the past 40 years she's had correspondence with the man, and she's fallen in love with him, and he's going to get the inheritance, or just like,
you're the real prince, and Charles is just he's not really the,
Exactly.
You need to go claim your fortune.
You don't start a conversation with
She won the Iron Throne, and you're next.
That's right. I'm going to be the next king of Ireland. Yeah. I'm like, Mom, you're killing me. You can't start a conversation like that. All right, so we have listener questions.
Okay.
Steve Farrell wants to know, Dear Irritable Dad Syndrome, who is the hottest green woman in comics?
In comics?
In comics.
I was going to say the green woman that Captain Kirk.
That's right.
In the thing.
That's
but
right.
that
In
wasn't
Star
a
Trek,
comic.
but that wasn't in a comic.
Hottest green woman in comics.
I'm going to say Gamora.
I don't know too many green
because I know
women
he's thinking that I'm going to say She-Hulk.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
And granted, the comic of She-Hulk was not necessarily hot, but she wasn't not attractive either.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy. Although, you know what? I never read the Guardians of the Galaxy comic book.
Yeah.
So
I don't think she was green in that.
Well, she had to have been green in that.
No.
You don't think she was green in the comics?
I'm just saying I don't know if she was. They changed a lot of stuff in the movies. Yeah. They changed how the characters looked. She probably, you know what? You seem very verklempt.
Mm-hmm.
You seem penultimate.
Yeah.
So Let's just say she was green. Was there anybody? The turtles were the only green thing in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Amy.
Amy
was
the turtle person.
No, Amy in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was hot in the comics.
Okay,
but she wasn't green.
Oh, okay.
I can't think of any other people who are hot and green and in comics.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for your question.
What a stupid question.
Yeah. Jim Timmerman wants to know.
Dude, Fancher just showed up.
Jim Timmerman has a question for me. Dear Irritable Dad Syndrome, this is a question for Darin, and he misspelled my name.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jim. Now that the boys are back in school and Libby is at work, do you have the whole damn house to yourself? And what do you do with yourself? Well, I work from home.
You cuss out crickets.
I do. I go outside and I cuss at crickets occasionally.
Yeah.
Sometimes if on my lengthy lunch break, I will do a load of laundry. It's very, oh my God, they should have a camera crew follow me around because, it's reality television at its finest, following me for the entire day at home doing my job with the antenna TV. I wear shorts and socks and a t-shirt every day. Some days I go a little crazy and I wear flip-flops.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So some days I will, I'll make a peanut butter and Nutella sandwich. I'm just living on the edge.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, man.
I had an existential crisis.
I thought you said you were going to say you had ecstasy.
I did.
Uh-huh.
An existential crisis
I just
this
said,
weekend.
Yeah,
I came so close to calling episode 107. I cock-blocked a cricket.
Uh-huh.
I'm afraid I'm on an FBI watch list because I was actually in my search history is cock block will it get flagged? Because if we get flagged on Apple or whatever, they may shadow block the episode, and I don't want that to happen. Yeah. And then I do know the answer to, is cock block considered vulgar or whatever? Yeah. The answer is it's not vulgar because, I don't know if you know this, cock is a euphemism for penis.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what you're talking about when you say cock.
I thought it was a rooster.
So,
by the way, I have a rooster who lives next door to me.
The word cock is not a problem. The problem is that you're saying cock block, meaning that you're blocking the penis, which is implying
right, that you're keeping somebody from getting some snatch.
It's implying that that person who owned the cock,
right,
and was going to go use it.
Well, I don't think you own it. Like this is
I own my.
Oh, I know, but this is my hand. But I don't own the hand. Okay, it's part of my body.
The person on whose body the cock is.
Like, say you purchased a cock.
The point
on
is,
the black market. Then
you don't.
I'm just saying, hypothetically, you go to Denver.
What, drop ship a cock to your...
You're in Denver on business.
Yeah.
And you're, I don't know, it's 3 a.m. and someone goes, hey, man, you want to buy a cock? You're drunk and you buy one, then you own one. Okay.
Okay.
There's going to be questions, way more questions than answers, I'm assuming.
The point is, we've entered an age...
By the way, my kids cannot listen to this part of the... Yeah.
And I'm not editing this out.
We've entered the only interesting part of the show.
We've entered an age where the fact that you're saying cock block is not offensive because of the word cock,
but because of the block.
It's offensive because you're implying that the person that has the choice in whether the cock is blocked is the cock blocker and not the intended cock receiver. I feel like we've gone into football.
Right.
What you're saying,
John Madden.
What you're saying,
if he has the cock,
is that the person with the cock is going to go use it as one uses one's cock.
Sure.
And would do so were it not for the one who's cock blocking, as opposed to the potential cock receiver.
What? Okay.
I'm just saying, this is what it was on Google.
Right.
This is when I look it up yourself. Why is cock block offensive?
Okay.
Yeah.
Which we were going to mention the rejected show titles from last week.
Yeah.
So yes, that was in the running.
Here we are.
I cockblocked a cricket.
Yeah.
Another one was That's Bullschnizzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came really close to that one, but
I
then I couldn't leave out, I wanted to get a jab at the Swedes.
Yeah. Those damn Swedes. Oh God. Do we want to answer a question from Chris Hughes?
Yeah.
Okay. Chris Hughes asks, Dear Irritable Dad Syndrome, who would you put on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling?
Rowdy
Piper.
The Rock.
Hulk Hogan.
He's right there, The Rock.
Yeah.
And Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. And Coco Beware.
What?
Coco Beware. No, I would put
Andre the Giant, dude. How do you not put Andre the Giant?
Dick the Bruiser.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
What's the guy? Woo! Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
You would need to have more than just 4 people.
That's right. The Macho Man.
Randy Savage.
The Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Macho Man. Is that guy?
Exactly.
Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Step into a Slim Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was this? Jake the Snake Fat Man?
Jake the Snake Fat Man would be on there.
Yeah.
The other guy. The one that okay, who was the wrestler that would hold the guy while the other one would hit the chair across his stomach? You know,
like all of
yeah.
them.
He would jump in the ring and he like grabbed his hair and then he hit his head into the corner and then everybody just started screaming. Here's
one
that guy
that's going to be fun for all our listeners and all the viewers. Is go look up Dr. D. Look up Dr. D videos. He got in trouble because he slapped John Stossel back in the 80s.
I remember that.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do remember that.
So there's tons of YouTube videos
and he
of
also
this guy.
cock blocked him. Son of a bitch.
But they did a promotional video for him where they showed at his house.
Yeah.
And he is just yelling at his kids. He's yelling at his wife. And you can tell it's an act, but it's kind of disturbing, but it's kind of funny. It's a hoot.
Yeah.
That poor man.
Thank you for your question, Chris. Lisa Coleman Ferguson wants to know, dear Irritable Dad Syndrome, how did you decide the name of your pet?
Of your pet?
Of your pet.
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 Not pat. Pet.
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 Pet. Okay, so here, I want to talk about this real quick.
Okay.
So we call our pet Boobah.
Boobah.
Her real name is Dakota.
Right.
We looked up Dakota means like friend or something.
Right.
And we thought that was good. And then we knew we would never call her that. So we call her, Boobah. But we missed an awesome opportunity because her name, when we got her, the pound gives them a name.
Right.
And it's not like prisoner 83481. They give her name was Kylie.
Right. Which is a stupid name for a dog.
Yeah. Until you realize we could have called her Kylie Wren.
That's true. That's true.
We figured that out about 3 months after we called her Dakota. And Bess is like, it's too late. I was like, she doesn't know what her name is.
I named your dog and I can't remember. I gave her a name and Bess shot it down and I cannot remember what it was.
Yeah.
For the life of me.
Get the hell away from me.
Yeah. Well, that's why I've named her now. My rabbit is Figgy, and I don't know where I came up with
Fig
Figgy.
Newtons.
Yeah, it was better than any of the other names that popped up. But when we had a dog, Conrad, who was the stupidest dog ever on this planet, Beagle, lovable. He was a sweet dog, dumber. When we were at the pet store, okay, and. Listen, I got so much shit from people who asked me, why did you buy your dog from a pet store? Like, how dare you? And they're like, you need to go to a pound because those dogs need homes. And the truth is, all dogs need homes.
Yeah.
And this wasn't a situation where we're like, by God, we're buying it from a pet store and that's it.
It's not like
we walked in and Libby says, oh, I want to look at the dogs.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is a bad idea. And I said, we're not getting one. Okay. She wanted a dog. I didn't want a dog. We compromised. And we got a dog.
Yeah.
So she says, I just want to look at the dog. So we go in and we said, well, that one's cute. And it was Conrad, the beagle, little red beagle with a white stripe on his back. Right.
Okay.
And I said, yeah, that dog's cute. The guy says, do you want to see him? I'm like, no, I don't want to.
As soon as you pick it up, it's over.
The next thing you know, we got this dog in her hand.
It's over.
And I'm like, okay, so we're playing with the dog. And I had a CD in my hand there that I bought at the record bar or wherever. I set it down.
Bar.
Yeah, record bar.
Okay.
And Conrad grabs it and like, well, I'm just going to take this over here. I'm like, you little give me my CD back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we'll take him.
Because she wanted your CD back.
But the thing is, I guess the breeder or whoever made the dog, I don't know. His name was on the collar because this person had, I guess, brought several beagles. And so Conrad was on the name tag that was already on the dog. And we were like, well, his name is Conrad.
Okay.
And I like giving dogs people names. I like naming a dog Dave.
Yeah.
Dave is a good name for a dog.
It is a good.
Bill, get in here now.
Yeah. Barry.
Barry. Barry's a good name for a dog.
Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce.
All the good
Perfect
B
name.
names.
Yeah,
Bryce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Benson.
Yep. Lisa, thank you for your question.
We're not going to talk about
No,
that?
no.
Did we get through everything?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys, I was
people are watching us now who've never watched this thing, and they think, man, this must be exciting, just like the show is at the end. This is how they usually end. It's like, I ain't got nothing. I'm tired. Get out of my house. Oh, dude. If you've made it this far, congratulations.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I didn't think we would get through it, but we did. So,
visit
Mike,
us.
thank you. Congratulations to you.
Subscribe or follow us on whatever, Spotify, Apple, however you're coming to this.
As I say, if you subscribe, each week the show automatically gets downloaded.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask yourself, do I want to download that?
We've
Because it just comes right to you.
We've got the
it's
YouTube
kind of like when the
channel.
milkman used to bring your milk right to the door. That's what subscribing does.
We're on the YouTubes. We
Yep.
do a video for each of these. We don't do the uncut, unedited. That's on Patreon.
Right.
Because
Oh, good
we
Lord.
put something
Yeah.
in between us and just total oblivion. We do have a lot of bonus stuff. A lot of stuff that's better than the actual show.
It's true.
On Patreon.
And listen, I wanted to apologize to our patrons because we were slipping for a while. We have made a very strong effort to put more stuff, more bonus audio, more special clips on our patron page, so it's there. And if you become a patron, you can go to irritabledadsyndrome.com, go to Patreon. You can send us $1 a month, and you can listen to all our episodes
Without the ads. 'Cause there's
ad-free.
ads.
Okay.
I mean, you got the Dave Lay ads that
Yes.
people like, but
Right.
then you've got other ads for like weird podcasts.
Right.
We're not putting those in.
Right.
You know.
'Cause-
Anyhow.
Yeah. Anywho.
That's it. And then
Yeah.
visit irritabledadsyndrome.com. That's a pretty good website.
It is. It's
got
great
cool
website.
stuff. You
Yeah.
can actually, I just discovered this about our own website that's been out there for
2
2 years now.
Yeah.
There's a search thing. You can actually just type whatever topic, and if we've mentioned it,
Yeah.
it'll
It's
go
on
to
there.
the. You want to know how many times we've talked about ducks?
Yeah.
Put that in there, and all the episodes with ducks.
Yep.
Cock block.
Yep.
It'll come to this one.
It's in there now.
It's in there now. So that's
Yeah.
Do
All right.
that. Yeah. Damn. This is
Guys, thanks for
went
listening.
off a cliff.
God, I hope we see you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome. Bye. Okay. Just stop.
No.
That's it for us. Don't forget to change your clocks. We'll see you next time.
You know, hearing aid cases, denim jacket patches,
Earmuffs.
Earmuffs.
Yeah.
socks, shoe covers, Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Yeah. All Chris Hughes is here.
Great.
We got to end this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Chris. What are we doing?
So
The glass is off!